What's the kind of recovering stuff you've been doing on that?
No.
Lots of pulling and tugging.
A lot of pulling and tugging.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Ebanie, do you reckon he's natural?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks natural.
I ain't training for
He
time.
looks natural, yeah.
You look natural. I think you look natural too. Right?
Yeah.
That's a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shooting up in the car on the way.
Sam, God, do you want to hit us with the intro?
Yeah.
Hit us with the Sam magic.
Welcome to episode 5 of the No Context Sport podcast. Today, we are joined by one of the greatest female fighters in the world. She packs a serious punch and might just leave you breathless. It's the IBF Bantamweight Champion of the world. It's the blonde bomber, Ebanie Bridges. Ebanie, thank you for doing this for us today. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Great intro. I enjoyed that.
Thank you.
That was nice. Except that's on my boobs. Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's gone already.
Oh my god! Sorry, that's getting in the way. Yeah, thanks, guys. Now I'm getting a little bit red and flattered by that.
No, well, I think we'll start off with Ebanie. That your fight against Shannon O'Connel. It's the 8th round after a brutal fight, and the ref waves off the fight. You retained your world title in what was the biggest all-female Australian boxing of all time. How was that feeling?
It felt so good to shut that fucking cunt up. I'll tell you right now. Honestly, though.
That got quite personal, didn't it?
It wasn't. By the end, it was for me. Like, I didn't give a fuck about her, obviously, leading up to the fight, or even before. She'd been calling me out for years, saying the same shit. Oh, I'm just fake, and I can't box, and I'm shit. She wouldn't use me for sparring, and all this shit. And like, I know what I'm capable of, and it didn't bother me. But I didn't give her no airtime. Like, I never mentioned her name because I know as soon as I mention someone's name, it gives them fucking exposure. So I just kept it. Like, and she's saying, oh, she acts like she doesn't know who I am, and I'm like, no, I'm just fucking smart. Like, why would I give you fucking free exposure?
Yeah.
But once the fight was once the fight was signed, I was like, all right, let's. I'm getting paid now, so I'll mention the name and that. But again, like, I had respect for her as a boxer. She's been around for a very long time. But yeah, she's just a fucking bitter cunt.
Yeah, I mean, she did call you a skank.
A skanky stripper. Well, I mean, I didn't think I was skanky, but okay. And yeah, she called me a fat cunt like 3 days out of my fight. Like, look at that fat cunt. All right. And you know what? Like, that's just like saying that about someone like me who's like obviously athletic and not fat. Imagine like the other people, normal people that are watching that. Like, it's just, she's just shaming so badly. But that's just insecurities, and that's also why I knew I'd beat her, because I just knew that she wasn't very mentally strong. I knew that she was like a bit weak in herself and not so confident, because people that are confident, they don't do that. They don't try and drag people out. There's a difference between banter to sell a fight and then that she was like personal, and that when it gets personal, it's because you're insecure and you're jealous.
That was an all Aussie fight, wasn't it?
Yeah, they obviously loved it. It was very split, because obviously she has a lot of fans. She's been the queen of Oz boxing forever, because she's been around for 13 years and there's been no one else really. And so she has her little fan base, and I pretty much turned pro and fucked off, from Australia, because I was like, I don't want to be the queen of Australia. I want to be the queen of the world. I've got bigger things. I don't want to be a big fish in a little pond. I want to be a big fish in a big pond, So, when I left, it's like the Australians, like, they're still a bit like, a little bit bitter on that. But I think I gained the respect, and I put her in her place, and I showed her that I'm not just some Instagram boxer. Some like her coach or someone, not a coach or her manager was like, oh yeah, YouTube boxer, influencer boxer. And I'm like, mate. And then after the fight, I went up to him and go, not bad for a fucking Instagram boxer, Then for me, it's just like, I'm so confident in myself and I believe in myself. And these girls don't realise that when they get hit, it's completely different. Like, like Mike Tyson says, everyone has planned to get hit. These girls don't realise it, because of how I am, and I'm, pretty, and I joke about, and I laugh, and I'm smiling at the weigh-ins. I don't look at you like at the weigh-ins. I'm not, or when I do face-off, I'm not looking at you like, oh, you're fucking dead. Like, I save all that energy for when I get in those ropes. If you see the lead up the fight, when we went to touch gloves, that's when I'm serious. I'm looking at her like, you're fucking dead, and she's shitting herself. She couldn't even look at me in the eyes, and I knew straight away. Thought, oh, she's fucked. Yeah.
So do you feel like, doing the OnlyFans and the Instagram kind of gets you to be overlooked quite often?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been overlooked, just because of the way I look, because there wasn't very many girls before I came on the scene that kind of embraced femininity and like, wore makeup and looked very feminine and had big bolt-ons, and that wasn't common. So they just looked at me like some porn star, like, or some like model that's trying to box. And really, I mean, I got a lot of respect, obviously, for the Shannon Courtney fight because I showed my heart, but they still continue to overlook me. And I think it's more, I mean, obviously, the more popular you get, the more fans you get, but also the more hate. You know, people just get jealous. And I think, I don't know what it is about the opponents that underestimate me.
And what do you say to people who say that you disrespect the sport of boxing?
I bring fucking eyes on the sport. You give a fuck what you say. You know what I mean? People were tuning into my fights, whether or not to watch me box or watch my tits bounce up and down. I don't give a fuck, but they were fucking tuning in. And then they were seeing me that I can fight, because I can fight. And then they're like, that changes perception. It's like, oh, actually, fuck, girls can fight.
Yeah.
You know, so then they might watch another fight. The amount of fans or people that have said to me that, you know, I never watched women's boxing before, even other like pro boxers, men, like around the world, inboxing me after my first fight, because I got the attention, obviously, from my weigh-ins and stuff. They're like, you know, we've never watched women's boxing before, but we tuned in to watch a fight. Fucking well done.
Yeah.
You know, even though I lost, but everyone was like, you know, well done. We all tuned in. They all tuned in.
Heard you talk about Leeds and you like the way they've taken you in there and you love the fans here.
Obviously, I love Leeds. I always have. Since I you know, came over here, you know, I was really excited to go to my first football match, and like I'd never been to a football, like, you know, obviously, because it's not Australia. And yeah, the community's great here. Love the Leeds community. You know, I do a lot of stuff. I've donated gloves. I've donated things. I want to try and help out as much as I can with the underprivileged. Got I don't know if you've heard of the Sajulo Foundation, but they work a lot with like kids in school. And I want to work with them, you know, with the underprivileged and stuff. So it's really close to my heart, especially being an ex-school teacher.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kids, I see a lot of shit with kids and, you know, in poverty, and I think it's really important. So, yeah, I mean, I love the North. They're a bit more like Aussies, a bit more real up here. I love the Southerners as well, to be fair. They're nice, but it is definitely a different vibe.
Whereabouts in Australia were you from? I actually used to live in Adelaide myself.
Adelaide? What'd you do in Adelaide?
I was a baby, I can't lie, I can't even remember. I can't even remember. I just thought it would get me some Riz points or something. I can't lie.
No, I mean, Adelaide's just a very, like, random place to go. Yeah, no, Sydney. I was from Sydney.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Adelaide's beautiful. Actually, Adelaide apparently has the most pretty women, and I think there's like 7-1 females to men.
Is it
in
you
Adelaide.
serious? Yeah.
Yeah, I think
So
that's
next
what I've
Catch
heard.
another flight. What do you reckon? Next
Yeah.
destination? Get a
That's what
podcast
I've
out there.
heard. That's what I've heard. I've never been to Adelaide.
Obviously, taking it back to Australia and stuff, I know you speak a bit about your childhood and stuff. What was that like for you? What kind of stuff was going on in your childhood?
Yeah, I mean, my family and stuff like that is great. I come from a very good family. You know, I've got a twin brother and older brother. Family's good.
You got a twin?
Twin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got a twin brother. And yeah, you know, like kind of like I lived in Western suburbs, which is like it's pretty rough. I mean, I wasn't in the roughest place, but I was pretty rough. Like if you're in Sydney and you say you're from Western suburbs, everyone's like, oh, you're Westies. Like we've got kind of a bit of a, you know, probably a bit like Bradford or something. I don't know. Here is worse, way worse.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, like yeah. There's like with all the stabbings and stuff here.
Yeah,
like
is that going on out there?
nah, not that bad. I mean, a little bit. You have like gangster, we call them bikies, like gang stuff, or like there'll be obviously there's drug dealers and there's poverty and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like it's a little bit different. Like where I'm, like say even in Essex, for example, it's supposed to be nice and poshy and whatever, but.
Well,
We'll help her out.
My tits are teacher. Yeah. Next time try and catch it before it lands on my tits. Yeah. So then I'm just, no. So I got distracted by the boobs. My own boobs. Yes. So yeah, in Essex they're like, lock your door, like, you know, oh, like make sure you lock your house, or like put the club lock on the cars and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? I can't remember the last time a car was stolen in Australia. Like, let alone I used to leave my house, my doors open, so, and that's Essex where you think it's supposed to be or whatever. I mean, you think in rough areas, short in rough areas, like, you know, don't, you know, lock your house or whatever. But I just, and like, even like walking around like the Rolex, like everyone's like, don't wear your fucking, like, hide. I'm like, really? Like, yeah, don't walk
Yeah, if
around
you're doing
like
that
in
in
London
London
with your
nowadays,
Rolex. Like,
yeah.
and I'm like, holy shit, man. Like, this country's like wild like that. Like, I think that's a big difference. I mean, of course, no matter where you go, there's danger, but I think it's just, yeah.
So when did you turn to boxing out of that mix? Was it because of the rough childhood? Because I'm sure you got into boxing a bit later into your...
Yeah, I did. No, I started martial arts when I was 5. So I've always done martial arts. I've always been into any kind of combat sport my whole life since I said I was 5. So I did like karate, got my black belt in that when I was 13, 14, when going in high school. And then when I was in high school, I was like, I wanted to do something a bit more aggressive because like karate's good, but it's still semi-contact, you know. And so I went to kickboxing and Muay Thai training, but then actually back then it was illegal for women to fight in Australia. So it was like I was doing all this training, but no actual competitive fighting. And obviously I'd get into fights in the street. I had street fights and stuff like that. I love Muay Thai people. I fight lots of elbows and fucking knees and shit. But yeah, I got into fights a lot out of school, out of the gym, just street fights. And then yeah, I went through a lot in my teens. I went experienced a lot of things, and it was a bit, I suppose, traumatic, whatever. And then I changed my path, and when I've changed my path, I went into bodybuilding.
You becoming a maths teacher in Australia, how did that come about, and is that something that you might look to do in the future?
I don't think I could teach again with my name, who I am. Like, I can't walk around without getting stopped and stuff, you know. So I think it would be hard for me to teach, and also obviously the money in teaching is like how much I'm making fucking a couple of days in Onlyfans.
Well, I'm a bit miffed as well by this. I've got to interrupt. So you can box, obviously. You look the way you do. You're a maths teacher. Like, what can this woman not do?
Can't sing or dance, guys, and I can't swim very well.
I can't.
And these floaties, but they don't really float.
Are they real?
They are they? Do you think they're real?
I don't know. They're just looking at me. I can't.
What size are they, by the way?
What size are they? These are questions that you got to ask on my OnlyFans and pay for.
Okay.
But are they real? Really, what do you think, man?
Don't know. They're just looking at me and it's not saying a lot. I can't lie. My brain's just going a bit lost
You look
for
so
words,
young.
like-
How old are you?
I'm 20.
Play. Oh, you're a baby.
Got to teach you something.
Look. If you got to think, most of the time, if you go, are they real? They're probably not.
Yeah. So do you? Because I was going to ask, if they're not real, then what was the motivation for getting fake boobs? Because boxing's a weight-based sport, really. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
of course. Well, I don't know. Do you know how old I am?
How old are you?
37.
37.
Right. So I've only been boxing since I was 30. So I had a whole life before boxing.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
And I wanted tits.
The box.
So I was bodybuilding. So really, back to your question. The reason I got implants was because I was bodybuilding, and I would get down to like fucking 5-6% body fat, ripped, no tits. Like,
Yeah.
and it was this, and it was too masculine. And I always liked to be very feminine, and it was also the symmetry of it, like the symmetry. You know, you have ass and legs, and then a flat chest. Like, so when I was turned on the side, like I wanted for my symmetry poses and everything. I just thought balance wise, I looked better with boobs. So I got my boobs when I was like 20, 21.
And can I ask as well, what made you get into OnlyFans?
Well, why not one? Like, you know, what's the problem with women being like empowering themselves? You know, why can't we? There's so much judgment. I've always been a person that's like, I don't really give a fuck what people think. Do you know what I mean? Why should I hold myself back and my success back, or be able to gain generational wealth? You know, because someone's gonna think I'm a fucking slut or whatever. Like, you know, and to be fair, it's, you know, I know that OnlyFans is, you know, porn. So they say it was all about that, but it's actually not. Like now, if you have a look, there's so many athletes doing OnlyFans because it's all about exclusive content. You know what I mean? So I thought, well, why not? Firstly, the only reason I didn't do it originally was because I was still school teaching. I've only just stopped teaching 2021. It was my last year of teaching. Okay. So I've only, 23 now, so only 2 years I've been stopped teaching. And I realised that I'm never going to go back to the classroom. Like, so the only reason I was stopping doing it is because I didn't feel right, you know, being a teacher and doing that, because I do have morals and stuff, you know, and no matter what I'm doing on that platform, whether it's fucking just chilling out in clothes like this or boxing, it still has a stigma of what it has. And being a school teacher, I didn't think that was right. But now I'm not a school teacher. I'm Ebanie Bridges, the blonde.
I've got to ask you as well, do you earn more from this or from boxing? Is that right to ask? From OnlyFans, yeah.
Yeah.
But way more, easy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What kind of content are we putting out as well?
Subscribe and you'll find out.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, I'm just, if you want to subscribe at Ebanie Bridges, you can, and I think I'm doing a 60% off for the next 30 days, so you can have 60% off.
He's got paper's card.
And I've got a lot of content at the moment. Should get you going for the month.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
lots of content on there.
Ebony, sorry if you don't mind me asking, what's the strangest request you've had from anyone on OnlyFans?
There are a lot.
There's got to be a few.
There is a lot. Yeah, I have a lot of like FinDom guys, financial domination guys that they just want to be humiliated and abused.
I've actually got some of them as well.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good fun. I message them for I'll generally message them for like a pizza if I want a takeaway or something like that. Or like if I fill up my car with petrol, I send them a picture of that. I don't know if they'll cover the damage is done today.
Stop. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm totally with you. Like, I'm a pretty boy. Do you know what I mean? And
who told
I
you
better
that, your
use
mum?
my pretty my mum told me, and a couple of the Findom guys online as well.
I'm sure the guys.
Yeah, they told me I'm pretty as well. And so
I love it.
started to believe it. But no, I'm all for like taking money where you can get it.
Yeah,
you know what I
100%.
mean? Like, and most of the time as well, they're actually really like kind. I don't know.
I
if
know
you
they
feel
are,
it,
yeah,
like-
but they're just so like weak
Yeah, do you
and
kinda feel a bit
pathetic.
sorry for
If you guys are listening, you are pathetic and weak.
No, 'cause
But I
they'll-
will take your money.
Yeah, they'll
I
fund
will
something
take
like
yeah,
that.
true, free.
Yeah,
But if you want more of that abuse, just hit me up on my OnlyFans. No, but yeah, I mean, there's heaps of shit. You know, obviously, like my clothes, like my dirty socks, which I sell. I'm like, people want dirty tights, like sweatpants.
Like dirty socks for.
£500.
Really, 500 quid for a pair of dirty socks.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
people are paying that out.
Yeah.
I guess it gets weird when it depends sort of what they're sending you, isn't it? That kind of is more your personal boundaries. Like, do they ever just pop up
Yeah.
to you with the penis pictures? and
Yeah,
stuff
they
like
do.
that?
Yeah. But you got to spend me a lot of money for me to open it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing.
So it's
getting
like,
them
I'll
to
open that,
it.
but you got to send me some fucking money for that. For my eyes to see that, you got to send me money.
And do you think you get like a little kick out of it? Because I know personally that if a guy sends me money, I'm like, yes, boy, I'm feeling pretty today.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
You get a little.
I
something
mean,
like that.
look, when your bank account's going up, you're fucking getting the kick, aren't you?
Yeah, you're winning out of it.
Definitely. Nah,
about
look, it's
dick
good.
pictures?
It's just a bit of a.
Less happy when I get there, but I can't lie.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's just it's a business, isn't it? You know, and my brand's a business, and I thought like, why I don't care about people judging me.
Yeah, sure.
If you care about what people think, and you care about people judging you, you're never gonna go anywhere in life ever, because a lot of the people that are judging you aren't people that know you. They're fucking people you don't even know from fucking.
losers
whoop, whoop.
anyway,
I don't give a
yeah.
fuck. Like they're sitting there on their
Keyboard
computers or in their
warriors,
fucking
yeah.
boring ass jobs. They hate themselves, like, you know, unhappy with their fucking missus or unhappy with their partner, you know, and they're just jealous, you know, or they're just so close-minded. It's like, mate,
Yeah, that's facts.
it's just like, honestly, like, why should I then get upset or stop what I think is going to be good for me? Put food on my table, my kids' table, my fucking grandkids' tables. You know what I mean? That, like, because of some fuckwit I don't even know. Like, that's going to say you're a slut. Yeah, fucking, I bet you're back whacking off to my fucking content now, aren't you? Yeah, like,
Are you in a relationship at the moment, Ebony? Do you have another?
Go on, Sam.
I have a girlfriend myself, so
damn.
I've got it. Oh yeah.
not for much longer.
Yeah,
No.
She's gonna be.
I know, I'm sorry.
She's gonna love that.
Yeah, we get up too off the camera.
So, what time do we finish? No, honestly, apologies to you, Mrs. Hi. But yeah. Do I have? No.
Complicated.
No.
Touch and go.
So at a traffic light party, you're wearing red, orange, or
It's a
green.
great question.
Do you know what? I'm married to the game.
Married to the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Married to the game. Honestly, right now I don't give a fuck about anything except bashing bitches and being my best. So it's very hard for me to get anyone to come into my space, and I just don't trust people at all. It's
Why
very
is
hard.
that?
It's very hard when you're fucking famous. Like, people don't realize, like, you know, I can't just meet. It's very hard to meet normal people, like, you know, because it's like they're not fans, or like, you know, then they just go around and, like, you know, just boasting and telling everyone, like, you know, and it's just like, because it's like a trophy, like, it's hard, even though they want to be genuine, you can't. It's very hard to be genuine, like, do you know what I mean? So it makes it very hard to even friends, people that meet you. Like, it's not just like partners. It's like meeting people, like, are they genuine, or they just want clout? You know, they just want the clout. Like, who doesn't want to be with the blonde bomber?
Yeah.
Like, I won't even kiss a guy. Last thing I want to do is kiss a guy and go, oh, guess what? I kissed the blonde bomber. Fuck that. Like,
Do you think having the like money and the financial success that you've got from that is worth having the negatives of fame that you've seen?
yeah, because it's not all negative, but I'm just saying like that. You know, obviously, with the right person comes along, it's the right person, isn't it? But yeah, there's I suppose celebrity problems, you know, like first world problems. But it can be hard, you know. And also, I'm very intimidating because I am so fucking successful and I have all my shit together and I don't fucking need you, you know. And men, that threatens men a lot.
Yeah,
you
that
know?
hurts the ego.
I fucking know if it threatens them, you know, because I'm the one with the money and I'm the one with everything, and I actually don't need you at all, you know. So some men find that really hard and demasculating. Is that the word? Emasculating or whatever the fuck it is.
What's that dynamic like then when you do have another half with them? Because obviously you're bringing in all the money, you're the famous one. Have you experienced kind of problems with that before in the past? Is that why you kind of?
No, I haven't. No, I've only been. I've not been with really anyone seriously. While I've been, you know,
In the UK.
yeah. While I've had money and stuff like that. I've been with people obviously that have, but you know, yeah, doesn't matter.
So what sort of advice do you have for like girls wanting to get into OnlyFans? Like,
It's a great question.
Do it.
because obviously you've got a big following, but a lot
Yeah, of course,
girls,
it is
like,
a difference.
won't,
So the difference with me, obviously, the reason I'm obviously successful is because I'm already a celebrity.
Yeah,
I'm a
exactly.
brand already, and not only was I already famous, I was the most requested female athlete to ask for OnlyFans. Every time I put up a post or questions, it was like, "When are you gonna do OnlyFans? When are you gonna do OnlyFans?" So it was like for years, people was waiting for me to do an OnlyFans. Like I think that people should be empowered to do whatever they want. You know, not just OnlyFans, but if you want to do something, fucking do it. Who gives a fuck if you feel right doing it and you're comfortable doing it and that's you and you're not changing who you are and you're not doing it for anyone else except for yourself, then be empowered to do it. You know, the last thing you want to be doing is stopping something that's going to help you put food on the table or help your dreams or goals because of someone else that's judging you that ain't in your shoes. And I would say, like, if you were me, you'd fucking do it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Of course.
yeah, just
So
go
what
for it.
made you do it? Because you said you would like people wanted it for years. Like, what made you think, yeah, I'm gonna do that?
The moolah.
Just the moolah, was it?
Yeah, yes and no. OnlyFans, yeah, you know, they sponsor a lot of athletes.
Yeah.
So, you know, it just made sense to have them work with me and partner up with them and bring and try and not normalize. It's like trying to normalize OnlyFans a little bit, like
Get rid of those stereotypes.
yeah, because it's not just about that, you know. And I think athletes, our job as a professional athlete, is our fucking it's our sport.
Yeah.
So where do we make money? Off our names, off our brand, you know, off our sport. So, but when you're like obviously well known or famous or you're a celebrity, you're gonna make money off fans. Like doing a meet and greet, like, you know, some people are like, oh, like you charge for a meet and greet. I'm like, well, fuck, that's me, that's my job. You know what I mean? That comes with being who I am. Like that's money making. Like, you know, if I'm not fighting, I'm not getting paid. Yeah. I get paid when I fight. How many fights did I do last year? 2. It's 2 purses. What else? What do I do? You know what I mean? Obviously, I got sponsors, but it's like you got to make money. You got to think about that.
And what are your plans going forward with your boxing, Ebanie? Are you looking to fight again this year?
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully fighting in August. That's what I'm working towards. That's what I'm training for. So I want to get that fight out. It's just going to be a fight. Obviously, I've had nearly 7 months out now. After my hand surgery, so I just want to get out, test the hand out, make sure it's all good. Got a new coach, you know, I've just moved up north, so there's a lot of stuff going on in my life at the moment. So, but I want to get that fight out. So, you know, get out there, you know, and then go on to whatever's next after that.
And what happened to your hand?
I broke my hand in a fight. Yeah.
Whereabouts did you break it? Because I literally broke my hand the same.
Yeah. It's kind of like it's a CMC joint, so it's the joints in here.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
So what's the kind of recovery and stuff you've been doing on that?
Well, what do you want me to show you? No. I've got this thing where I do like this.
Yeah.
And then, no. I do actually. It's like, I do have this thing. And I had to do like, yeah, lots of stuff.
Lots of pulling and tugging.
A lot of pulling and tugging and grip and squat. Yeah. No, but yeah, pretty much like grip strength stuff. They took the bone from my hip and they put it in my, and they fused all my joints together in my hand. So it was actually quite a big surgery. And the hand was okay because obviously I wasn't using it, but the hip took like 2 months, like 8 weeks before I could start like really running on that and breathing and stuff. So.
And how's that feeling now? Does it feel better?
Yeah, it feels good. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel as good as as in I can still feel that it's not perfect, but it's not an issue.
So is that something that you're worried about maybe coming back up in future fights and stuff?
Yeah, definitely. Going into a fight. With 8 ounce, because at the moment I'm doing 14 ounce gloves, like lots of padding, you know, lots of like all that kind of stuff in my training. I wear a brace in my training, and everything to keep my hand like secure and protected. But in a fight, you can't do that. I got to wear these tiny little 8 ounce, and I can't have a brace, and you know, there's only so much padding I can do. So it's kind of like I want to make sure that I can go in there and punch with that in someone's skull, you know, before I go into unifications, definitely, because I don't know what will happen, and I just would like to do that. And I think it's fair.
I got to ask you as well, what's it like working with Eddie Hearn? The big man himself.
Yeah, it's good. I mean,
right,
yeah, he's the same as what you see on the camera.
Oh, okay,
to be fair, like he's good for banter and that, and he's good. Yeah, he's very very busy, you know. So no, it's good. He you know, he wants to work with me and, you know, look out for me, so it's good.
Have you got any plans to fight overseas?
Yeah, definitely. I really want to fight in America again. Obviously, I had a fight in America before I signed Matchroom, but I'd like to fight on DAZN in America. I've got a lot of fans in America and Mexico. I was building up my brand and my name in America before I came to the UK and built my brand here because I thought America was where it was at. But then I realised that I love the British and the British fans, like for sports. The sport here is mega. So I thought this is where I want to be. And yeah, so I'd love to go to America. I'd love to fight in Mexico, you know. And when I get all my belts and I'm undisputed, I'd like to take that back to Australia and have the first female undisputed title in Australia. So.
And where's the dream location to have a fight for yourself?
I'd probably really love to have a fight, obviously. I mean, say in the UK at Ellen Road, that'd be mega stadium fight. Like, that'd be fucking unreal. Otherwise, yeah, Vegas, you know, Madison Square Garden, one of these.
What is like the largest crowd you've boxed in front of?
I think it was like 17,500.
17,
Yeah.
so what's it like performing in front of that many people?
It's mega, man.
Do you get used to it?
Yeah, I was born for this shit. I fucking love it. The louder, the more, the bigger, the better. That just fuels me, honestly. Like, I don't get nervous. I get so excited. Like, I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, I get out there. Like, that shit, like, it really feeds me. If you see my last fight, like, obviously I love it. But you see, like, how Shannon O'Connel, she fucking crumbled. Do you know? Because that's it is. It either makes or breaks her. You know what I mean? And it breaks a lot of people, but not me. Like, I've just always loved it.
She crumbled because of that right hand, to be fair.
She crumbled because of that. She crumbled because
And what are your thoughts on the boxing scene right now, the influence of boxing and the professional boxing side of things? What are your thoughts on that in general?
Well, I think the fucking heavyweight division is absolute fucking shambles.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's just pissing me off. Like, it's horrible because the heavyweight's supposed to be the attraction and, like, obviously, you know, they get the big money and it's something more exciting, but it's just with what everyone's got, it's just going around in circles and it's just hell frustrating. I'm really happy, obviously, that Spence and Crawford are finally fighting. That's mega.
Who have you got for that?
I got Crawford.
Yeah,
I think Crawford's
By way of?
You know, he could knock him out, but like it just depends. And Spencer's been in for so long, but he can definitely. I think he's definitely going to win no matter what. A bit, you know, like when I look at their resumes, you know, Crawford was undisputed. You know, he's fought all the champions. Everyone that Crawford fought, and Spence fought Crawford, finished him a lot earlier. You know, and did a lot better jobs on him. And I just think he's more diverse.
And who do you reckon dominates the heavyweight boxing scene if they all fight each other?
Fury. I don't know why he's fucking about. Just go and just fucking win all the belts, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think he beats Usyk. He beats fucking Joshua. You know what I mean? He's already beat Deontay. It's like, I think Deontay beats Joshua. I think he knocks him out. And I think Usyk, you know, yeah. I think it would go Fury than Usyk. But I think that Fury's just got too much. He's too strong and smart. Like, with Usyk, I think it would definitely...
Have you come across any of those boxers before?
Yeah. The only one I haven't really... Oh, actually, I haven't met Usyk or Joshua. But yeah, Fury's awesome. Like, I mean, besides all the fucking shenanigans that he's doing, like, I like Fury as a person, but it's just the too much games at the moment. It's hard to fucking follow. Like, it's exhausting, you know. But women's boxing's on fire. We're fucking killing it. We had a mad undisputed. My voice has told you my balls are fucking dropping now. We had that undisputed title on the weekend with Franchon Cruz and Savannah Marshall, and Savannah Marshall got the win, and that was pretty awesome for her. I actually thought that Franchon would be too much for her because Franchon is so rugged and rough, and she was. It was a fucking messy fight, like, to be fair. But Savannah weathered the storm and she came out on top, and she did a really good job towards the second half of that fight. Tasha Jonas, you know, she won second weight division, and yeah.
And I saw you were pictured with Connor McGregor at the last Katie Taylor fight in Dublin. What was that encounter like?
Yeah, great. You know, Connor's great. You know, he's always really supportive of me and my boxing, and you know, it was just good to meet him in person. You know, we've obviously talked over the internet and back before, but it was just cool to meet him in person. He's just great. He's really, you know, charismatic, and you can just tell when he walks in, he just lights up the place and he just puts it on. You know, he just goes in and gets into it. But no, it's good. And
meeting him in the flesh, do you reckon that he's got a comeback in him?
Oh, I don't know. Not the way he was that night. I don't know. Look, I don't think so, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, he could do it, but
I guess it's tough once you make that much money.
You know, it's like, he doesn't really have to, does he? At all.
So is your goal then, because obviously you're making mega money now as well, so is your goal just to become undisputed? And then do you think that will be it for you, or do you reckon you'll keep fighting even after
Well,
that?
I am coming up to 37, so like, how much more do I want to fucking fight? Do you know what I mean? Like, really, I do want to fight. I love fighting, but it's like, it just depends really how I feel, you know. To be fair, the only thing that will probably stop me fighting is the family, is having kids. Because if I don't not have a family or kids, then I don't need to stop.
Did you say you have kids or
No,
having
no,
kids?
I don't. Obviously, I'll find someone that I want to have kids with, and that will probably, you know, stop me from boxing. But until I do that, then there's no reason really for me to stop, except for if I always get old and I can't do it anymore. But yeah, it's yeah, for me, it's never about the money for me with boxing. Because women never made money. 3 years ago, women were getting paid $4,000 for a world title fight.
Do you think that if you did have kids, that you would maybe stop doing OnlyFans, or is that something that you'd carry on doing?
Well, I'm sure people are into pregnant women.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's a niche
Maybe
for
if you were a
anything.
pregnant
You
woman.
can find a
Yeah, I'm sure there's a niche for everything. No, but yeah, I mean, it's done now, isn't it? And what's on my, you know, I mean, I won't talk about what's on my OnlyFans, but I don't think I'm really that bothered.
Are you interested?
I do take men's breath away.
And are you interested in any other sports at all? Do you follow any other sports as much as you follow boxing?
Oh, obviously football, NFL, and rugby league. Yeah.
And where does most of your support come from? Because obviously you have a massive support, but is it Australia, England, America?
UK. Across all my platforms. Well, actually, it just depends. Twitter and Instagram is UK, but it's about very similar. It's not too far ahead of the US. TikTok's all US and Mexico. Brazil. I think Australia's like the fourth down. I think it goes like UK, America, Mexico, Brazil, Australia.
I don't understand why you said that you get some hate from some Australian people, but I don't understand why that would be a thing. I mean, you're putting their country on the map.
I suppose it's small poppy syndrome, isn't it? I don't know. So I don't know. Not my problem. I'm fucking out here earning money and making a name and representing the country. You know?
Absolutely. And I saw that you were interested in the military and that you went on SAS Who Dares Wins Australia.
Oh yeah, I did SAS.
How was that whole?
Yeah, mega. Yeah, I love that. I don't have no fear. Eh? I mean, that's a lie. I'm scared of fire and water, drowning. But other than that, I'm not like I'll jump out. I'll do anything. I don't give a fuck.
Is it like how it comes across on the show?
It's way worse. Way worse. Like, it's way harder than what they show. I remember watching it going, they didn't even fucking show the bit that we fucking did this. Like, oh my God, like, what are they? And like, everything, like, it was a lot more torturous than what they showed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, definitely.
What was the hardest thing they got you to do?
I'm getting like flashbacks. They got us, for me personally, because I can't swim very well, and these are not floaties, they don't help me fucking float. They put us in this big tank, like, of water, and we had to tread water and then get really close, like coming closer, and as you're treading water and everyone's sucking you down and then everyone's pushing on each other because you're all drowning, and like nearly fucking drowned, like got out that many times, coming out vomiting water and stuff like that because it was so bad. Like I broke down, like I was like, one of the guys had to drag me to the edge to save me because I was and I don't like to quit. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'll just fucking drown. And I thought, no, I better not drown because what happens if they can't resuscitate me? But yeah, it was bad. And I haven't been in water since. And that was nearly 2 years ago.
And did you get pepper sprayed? I saw something.
Oh yeah, that was all right for me
right.
though, because that's a pain thing that I'm very good with. I went into that fight with a busted hand. Like I had a brace on my hand, and that was like 3 weeks after my fight when I first did my hand. And yeah, it was. But pain's not an issue. I push through so much pain all the time. So the pepper spray was just a mind thing, like because it hurts so much, and you just got to block out the pain and just get on with it. I think I definitely did the best in that one. Like I remember saying to my guy, I was like, "Come on, man, just block it out." And he's getting the shit to me. Like it's all in your head. He goes, "It's not in my fucking head." Like, but it is, you know. That was good. And Ant Middleton, you know, I'm really good friends with Ant, and obviously from the show, and he's like mega, so that was really cool. And yeah, it was a really good experience. I didn't quit. They culled me on the second last day. So I think they realised I wasn't going to quit, but they tried to tell me that I didn't have the intelligence.
Mental capacity.
No, the intelligence for it. Like I wasn't a thinker. Yeah, I wasn't a thinker because I was like, it was pretty much like, look, you know, you're the kind of soldier that will go in first, kick the door down, take 10 bullets and keep going. That's fucking great. But there's smarter ways to do things. Like think about it and like go and like strategize. Where I'm just like fucking smash. Wasn't that fucking have you that hitchhiker guy? That just reminded me of that smash. You know, there's that guy that does a smash. Sorry, I just went off on the fucking little ADHD fucking thing then. But yeah, so yeah, I mean that's not a bad thing, but.
And what are those guys like Ant Middleton, Foxy? Are they kind of, even when the cameras are off, are they still as brutal? Or?
Yeah. Ant Middleton. I didn't meet Foxy, but I had Ant Middleton and Ollie Ollerton. And the other two guys were they weren't Foxy. It was an American Navy SEAL, and another guy that was a soldier for like the Queen and shit. Dean Stott. Sorry, I nearly forgot your name, mate. No, definitely. Ant was just like that was him, his character the whole time until you left, and then it was like, oh, like, you know, cuddly and sweet. He's very sweet. But on the show there was no like sleep.
You're training Elbrook now, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I was, but now I'm obviously moved up here now,
Oh,
so
cool,
I'm so sad about that because she's like my like little buddy, like my best friend, like she's like my little sister. So for me to make the move that I had to make, that was the hardest part for me to leave her because I've loved watching her progression. She does so well. She works so hard and she listens to everything. So yeah, I'm a little bit sad about that, and obviously I enjoy being in her corner and stuff like that. But I put myself first, and this is my dreams, and I've got to do what's best for me, and this was the best thing for me, so it's done. But yeah, she's doing really well, and yeah, she keeps improving. She sends me videos and updates, so it's good.
And so knowing Elle and training Elle, what kind of level of boxing do you think she could end up at?
Oh, she could definitely turn pro one day.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
definitely. Yeah, most definitely. She's better than she'd be better than some of the pros that you see, you know, that are kind of like journeywoman pros. She's definitely better than
How
that.
long has she been going for?
Just about a year,
Oh,
a
about
bit
a
over a
year.
year
Wow.
now.
She spoke to you that that's her plans to turn pro or something?
Yeah, I think she would like to. You know, the thing is that with her and who she is, she can't go the normal route, which is amateurs, you know, and fight as an amateurs and do all that kind of stuff because of who she is. So she's kind of using the influencer boxing as, say, you would, as a pro would use the amateurs for experience. You know, just get out their experience. You know, it's not like that big a deal, it's not serious. Like, I mean, it is, but it isn't really. And then once she's got that experience, then she can turn over to the pros. But I definitely believe with her mindset and her will to learn and the way she works so hard that she can definitely, she's only young. I think she's only 25, and what she's done in the last year is mega. Like, I was only boxed for 2 years before I turned pro. I've been boxing for 6 years, 6.5 years. Like, I've had my first fight before my 30th birthday, just 2 weeks before my 30th birthday, and I'm 36 or 30, turning 37. So if I can do that, and she can do it, definitely. Yeah.
And you've mentioned that you've moved up here and you've got a new training team up here. So who is your new training team up here?
I've got Dave Caldwell. So yeah, he's pretty mega. He obviously trained Tony Bellew. Did got a lot of good stuff with Tony Bellew, and he's got he had Jordan Gill. Oh, he has Jordan Gill, and Lorone. So you know he's got some good guys that he's worked with, and yeah, he's great. I've learned so much. I've only been here for 2 weeks, and I've fucking learned so much already.
And obviously inside fight camp, you're going to be intensely working, etc. But outside of camp, what do you do to kind of keep up to speed with it? I mean, we spoke to Johnny Fisher last week, and he said outside of camp, he doesn't like to go too hard because then when you get into camp, it's too much.
Do you mean outside of camp, as in
like
when
like not the 6 weeks prior to the fight?
Okay, yeah. So when I'm not in camp.
Yeah.
Well, usually if I'm not injured, then it's just I stay in the gym and tick over.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, but I just obviously, can do a little bit more social things. But I'm not really a sociable person, to be honest. Like, not really. I'm too old for that. But I don't drink or don't party or anything like that. Like, I just like to be by myself because my energy is everyone just, you know, and who I am. It's like it's constant. It is hard for me to go out. Like, I went in a pub in Sheffield like last week, and it's like I go in there and it's just like photos, and like it's I don't mind. I love my fans, but it's like everyone just wants you. So I just sometimes just like to be by myself. And the thing that I love about up north, and especially where I'm in Sheffield or like Derbyshire, is that it's like so much green and mountains, and so I just always go out for a walk every day, get fresh air, nature, and just like be by myself, you know. And or if I go, I might go with someone as well, but it's just us. It's not like people everywhere. So yeah, I'm not really. Yeah.
So eventually, would you like to move somewhere which is remote where you can just kind of do your own thing?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean up here's fine. Like I love it up north. You know, I would say I would move around there like Derbyshire and that where the what is it called, the peaks. You know, the Peak District is so beautiful and it's just so relaxed. I was in Australia on like, you know, like 6-7 acres before, so it's nice to have that land, like, and
Do you think you'll ever go back to Australia to like live there?
Nah.
No, never.
Never.
No, I have no interest to go back to Australia. There's nothing there for me except my family, obviously, but I gotta live my life. You know, I'm not here to live for my family.
So do your brothers live out there?
Yeah. Everyone lives out there. Yeah.
Would you consider moving them here, or do they want to move to the UK, or do they like pro out there?
No, everyone has their life over
Actually,
there.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
well, I don't bring my family out here. No.
Yeah.
I'm on my. It's my life.
Do
Do
they
you know what
come
I mean?
visit you a lot? Or
Oh,
do
I've
you see
only
them a
no.
lot, or-
No, because I've only been here for a year, and I tried to fly my parents over, but my parents are a little bit older, and like they just keep putting it off.
It's a long ass flight if you're, you know.
Yeah. So it is a bit hard, but I've got my goals, and I've always been like that, and my family knows how goal driven I am, and that nothing gets in my way.
What about
nothing.
your fights then? Like, are they going to your fights? or
No,
your
not
fights?
here.
No?
No. Like it's hard. Like they could come over, but it's like what they're gonna come. I'm not gonna see him. I'm not gonna talk to him. I'm focused on my fight.
So that doesn't bother you when not being
No,
on
it
the
doesn't
fight?
bother me. No, all I care about is winning.
No, Ebanie, thanks a lot for coming on to do this for us. It's great. Obviously, we're a new podcast, so we really appreciate it. And I will say that you didn't ask us for any fee or anything, so we really appreciate it.
No,
Thank you
that's
very much.
okay. Honestly, I love your page, and like I said to you beforehand, I'm a huge fan of your page, of your Instagram page, and all the banter on there. And you know, your shit gets shared around between me and all my meme friends, like online, like every day. So keep up that shit, and hopefully one day we can do it. There'll be a no context Ebanie Bridges. I'll be looking forward to that. Surely I have a lot of fucking catchphrases, but that would be good. I know I've made it when there's a no context Ebanie Bridges page.
We'll have to start that up at some point.
Yeah.
No, brilliant. Thanks a lot, Ebanie.
Thank you.
Really
No worries.
appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
She living the life just like a movie star. Maria, Maria.